सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नामरूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धेर्दृग्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्तवेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं नमतोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चिता मतिः। Page 85, topic 148, last 3 lines in the middle. तस्माद्रज्जु सर्पादितज्ञानं च स्वाधिष्ठान चैतन्याद्विरुद्धस्वभावकं तदन्यथा भावरूपत्वात् चैतन्यविवर्तो भवति। ततो रज्जु सर्पादितज्ञानं च अविद्या परिणामः चैतन्यस्य विवर्तश्चेति सिद्धम्। We are seeing the important portion of Vedanta. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. As long as I don't understand this anirvachaniya khyati, I cannot understand Jagat Mithyatvam. As long as Jagat Mithyatvam is not understood, Brahma Satyatvam cannot be assimilated. As long as Brahma Satyatvam is not assimilated, liberation is not possible. Moksha is not possible. Therefore, this portion is very, very important portion. Even though it looks as though difficult, but it is very simple if we focus on the topic. That example through Rajju Sarpa Drishtanta, author Nischal is drawing our attention, and slowly he is going to take Jagan Mithyatva Nischayam. One of the most toughest tasks in Vedanta is Mithyatva Nischayam, falsification of this entire universe, including body, mind. This falsification cannot take place that much easily unless we are totally focused on this topic called Anirvachaniya Khyati. In the last class, I introduced 3 versions, 2 versions of consciousness, 2 versions of ignorance, and 2 versions of projections. I said products, P1, P2 products. We can call it as projections. Projection number 1, projection number 2. Projection number 1 is Arthadhyasa, Sarpa, external Sarpa seeing upon the rope, Arthadhyasa. Projection number 2 is Jnanadhyasa, Sarpa Jnana Adhyasa. These 2 projections are because of ignorance version number 1, ignorance version number 2. ignorance, avidya, version number 1 is the cause for projection number 1, arthadhyasa, and ignorance number 2, version number 2. There are no two ignorances, but version number 2, ignorance is the cause for jnanadhyasa. So there are two versions of ignorance, two versions of projections, arthadhyasa, jnanadhyasa. Ignorance is the cause for both of them. Therefore, ignorance is also seen, ignorance version number 1, version number 2. For that I coined the name, Swamiji coined that name, IV2, ignorance version number 1, IV2, ignorance version number 2, IV1, ignorance version number 1. Ignorance version number 1 is the cause for projection number 1, arthadhyasa. Ignorance version number 2 is the cause for jnanadhyasa, that is projection number 2. Then we understood that this projection is not possible in matter. In Jadavastu, ignorance cannot locate. You have received that message also in previous classes. Ignorance is located in the Chaitanya. That is consciousness version number 1. Rajju avachinna chaitanyam. Avidya, Rajju avachinna chaitanya, chaitanyastha avidya is consciousness version number 1. And antakarana avachinna chaitanyastha avidya version number, consciousness version number 2. In the last class, one student asked me, Swamini, use please Sanskṛt words so that we can learn Sanskrit words also. Very good. I will try to use that also. And so avachinna chaitanyam, we said Rajju avachinna chaitanyam, antakarana avachinna chaitanyam, and sarpa, Rajju sarpa avachinna chaitanyam. So consciousness is very important there. So avidya is located in the consciousness. Therefore avachinna chaitanyam. So that avidya is, consciousness is enclosed in that avidya, upadhi, that is sarpa and sarpa jnanam. So this is what we are seeing from few classes. Now this example where he want to drive us now. Now we come to the Ashtanta, all the projections through one example, projection number 1, projection number 2, sarpadhyasa, jnanadhyasa. This you have to extend to entire universe. So of course, Adi he uses Sarpadi, Rajvadi, Adi Padat, shell, silver shell, silver and marriage water in the examples. Now you have to extend this to entire universe. That is the idea of Nichaladasa. All the projections put together, all the projections number 1 put together. Now Rajju Adhyasa is projection number 1, shell and silver, shell silver and marriage water. These are all only 1 or 2, 3. But you have to put all projections, number 1 projections put together is world, is prapanchaha, arthadhyasaha. The entire universe is projection number 1. All projections put together prapanchaha. 1 projection sarpa. Now in the sarpa place you put the world, including sarpa. Sarpadhyasa also included in that world. Therefore, all the projections number 1 put together, prapanchaha, the world, arthadhyasa. Then all the projections number 2 put together called mind. All the projections put together, number 2, projection number 2 put together called mind or antakaranam, jnanadhyasa, mind. So this is Dashtanta. Until now we are seeing Sarpadhyasa and Antakarana-Jnanadhyasa, all this what for? We are not interested in neither rope nor Sarpa Jnanam. We are interested in only in knowing the Jagat also is like a projection. Here projected by what? Here projection is not by the mind. It is not a mental projection. This point we have to note. I am the consciousness. In me the avidya is resting. I am the consciousness. In me the avidya is resting. It is located in me. So avidya in me has projected the world. Projection number 1, projection number 2, done by avidya, which avidya is in me. I am the consciousness. So in me the consciousness, there is avidya resting in that, by that avidya the whole world and mind, arthadhyasa, world, jnanadhyasa, total mind is projected. Mind is not the projector of the world, but avidya, which is in me, the consciousness, is the projector of the world and mind. This is the important point we have to note. Avidya alone is the projector of Jagrat Prapancha, Jagrat Manaha. Avidya alone is the projector of Swapna Prapancha, Swapna Manaha. Either Vyavaharika Jagrat Prapancha or Vyavaharika mind, Jagrat Prapancha, Jagrat mind, or Swapna Prapancha, Pratibhasika Swapna Prapancha, Pratibhasika Swapna Manaha. All of them are only projected by avidya, ignorance, self-ignorance. And that projection of avidya, when it projects Jagrat Prapancha, Jagrat Manaha, it is called Moola Vidya. That avidya gets the name Moola Vidya. So Moola Vidya is the projector of Jagrat Prapancha or Vyavaharika Prapancha and Vyavaharika Manaha. Samasti Manaha. Samasti Prapancha, Samasti Manaha is caused by, projected by Moola Vidya. Basic ignorance. Moola Vidya means fundamental ignorance, basic ignorance. And Swapna Prapancha and Swapna Manaha, all entire projections of Swapna, Pratibhasika Swapna, Pratibhasika Swapna Manaha, Jnanadhyasa, Arthadhyasa of Swapna Prapancha is known as Thula Vidya. These words I have already introduced. Thula Vidya. Whatever it may be, Moola Vidya or Thula Vidya, avidya only. Okay, Moola plus avidya, Moola Vidya. Thula plus avidya, Thula Vidya. So Thula Vidya means that avidya which projects Pratibhasika Vastu is called Thula Vidya. That avidya which projects Vyavaharika Vastu is called Moola Vidya. That's all. Simple. So Vyavaharika Prapancha and Vyavaharika mind are the avidya projections only. Then whatever is projection, projected, projector and projection both are mithya, not satyam. Who is satyam? Chaitanyam Brahma is alone is satyam. That projected world, projected mind, either Jagrat or Pratibhasikam, both are mithya. Thula Vidya alone is projecting Swapna and Moola Vidya projecting Jagrat Prapancha. Both are projections. Nammave mudiyalena. But Jnani knows that both are projections only. When you study Shastra for a length of time, you also understand. This is the fact. So now consciousness alone is Satyam. Who is that consciousness? I myself, consciousness, which is the adhishtanam of avidya. Avidya is supported by me, the Chaitanyam. This is the first part of his message. The author has given this message. Up to here we saw in the last class. And the second message also, second part of his message is, in all projections, I concluded with that, niradhishtanam, without adhishtanam, no bhranti can take place. That means, in all projections, that nama rupa is supplied by the avidya, which is the parinami upadana karanam. Nama is changing, rupa is changing, parinama means what? Changing. Avidya is the changing material cause. Ignorance is the changing material cause which is supplying nama rupa to the entire universe. So he introduced with this sarpa. This sarpa, sarpa is there, this rupa is there. Sarpa nama, sarpa rupa. Okay. This sarpa nama, sarpa rupa projected by this pratibhasikam tula vidya. Nama rupa is supplied by the avidya. It is called parinami upadana karanam. Avidya is the parinami upadana karanam. Parinami upadana karanam means nothing but that which produce sarpa and sarpa jnanam is called parinami upadana karanam. And that which produce that entire nama rupa prapancha of this jagat is also parinami upadana karanam. Why it is called parinami upadana karanam? Simple. Changing nama rupa, it is supplying. All names are changing, new names are coming, new forms are coming, so many new viruses coming, new virus now it is starting. Again it is becoming violently spreading. Nama rupa, new name and a new form, like that. And vaccine also coming behind that, new vaccine, known different vaccines from different countries, from our country, vaccines, so many nama rupas are supplied by parinami upadana karanam avidya. That what consciousness provide vivarta upadana karanam, consciousness provide easiness. Easiness it provides. Easiness or existence. Existence, I say, snake is, rope is, Jagrat prapancha is, Swapna prapancha is, shell silver is. That easiness is provided by me, the consciousness. So avidya provide namarupa, I the consciousness provide or lend existence to namarupa. That is the idea presented here, that namarupa provided by this parinami upadana karanam avidya is, it is dropping its own form and becoming another. That's what he said in the above portion which we saw in the last class. Upadana karanam avidya, in the middle of this 148, parinamaha, big letters, parinamaha is there. Adhisthana vishama swabhavakaha. Vishama swabhava means what? Lower order of reality. It is not as real as Chaitanyam, Adhishthanam. Adhisthana vishama swabhavakaha. Anyatha bhavaha. It becomes, it changes its form. Anyatha bhavakaha. Different order of reality. That Atma samasvabhavakaha anyatha bhavaha parinamaha, adhisthana vishamasvabhavakaha anyatha bhavaha vivartaha iti vivekaha. Upadana karanam avidya sacha anirvachaniya. So that upadana karanam is called avidya It is anirvachaniya, inexplicable. Another name for avidya, anirvachaniya, is what? Mithya. Apparently real. Mithya, another name, seemingly real, apparently real, not absolutely real, is called anirvachaniya. Tatha rajju sarpadi tad jnanancha anirvachaniyameva. Therefore, rajju sarpa, rope snake, and shell silver, and marriage water, and their jnanadhyasa also. Sarpa jnanam, rajata jnanam, jala jnanam, sarvamapi anirvachaniyameva. Tasmat rajju sarpadi tad jnanadi avidya samasvabhavaka tad anyatha bhavaha bhavarupatvat avidya parinamaha bhavati. So it is changing. Nama rupas are changing, therefore it is parinamaha. Rajju avachinna adhisthana chaitanyam, that I, the consciousness who is lending that easiness, that is vivarta upadana karanam satsvarupa aste. It is satsvarupam aste. That means existence. I, the consciousness, adhisthana chaitanyantu satsvarupam aste, without changing. That's why snake is, easiness is not changing. Rope is, snake knowledge is, all that easiness is same, no change. So rajju sarpadi tad jnanam hi sadvilakshanam bhavati. So rajju sarpa, and when knowledge comes, rope knowledge comes, sarpa disappears, it goes away. That is what he says. Tad jnanam, and both are different from sadvilakshanam, different from existence. Existence is higher order of reality, because existence I am lending, I, the consciousness, am lending. So existence is vivarta upadana karanam or chaitanyam upadana karanam bhavati. Tasmat rajju sarpadi tad jnanancha sva adhisthana chaitanya viruddha svabhavaka tad anyatha bhava rupatvat chaitanyam vivarto bhavati. So I, the consciousness, who is the lender of existence to everything, not changing. That's why I am vivartaha, vivarta upadana karanam. This you are not able to understand, suppose. I'll give the example. I know that my childhood, I was a child. In childhood, that I am never changed. And adult, I am an adult. That childhood is not there in adulthood. Adulthood was not there in childhood, but I was there in childhood also. I am there in adulthood also. And youth, I am a young boy, I am a young girl. When you say I am, didn't change. That easiness, when you talk about that consciousness existence principle as second person, it is called easiness, existence, easiness. When it comes to the first person, amness, I am, first person. So the first person I am, or second person easiness, that easiness I am never change. And when I become old also, same I am old now, suppose you say. This I am old person who is telling, I am alone was there in young age also, that I am alone was there in adult age also, I am there only in childhood also. There is no change in I am. That is why you are able to recognize that my childhood photo. You are able to recognize, if I am also changing, you cannot recognize your childhood photo. There are so many photos are there, and you enjoy seeing the album. And adult age player, as a player, you are receiving the cup from the principal, from the guest. You are receiving the cup. You see my photo, I am there, I am there. If you are also changing, who will recognize that adult college studenthood photo? Who will recognize? Thank God, I am is not changing. Now I hope you have understood what that I am. It is not changing. Tasmat Rajju Sarpadita Jnanancha Swadhisthana Chaitanyasya Viruddha Svabhavakaha. This Rajju Sarpa, both are changing. Once Rajju Jnanam comes, Sarpa goes away, Sarpa Jnanam goes away. That's why Viruddha Svabhavakaha. But that Tadanyatha Bhavaha Rupatvat, they become, rope appears as snake, which is not there. That is called Anyatha Bhavaha. Whereas Chaitanyam, existence never change. Why? Rope is, snake knowledge is. Anyatha Bhavaha Chaitanyaha Vivartaha Bhavati. Anyatha Bhavarupatvat Viruddha Bhavaka Tad Anyatha Bhavarupatva Chaitanya Vivartaha Bhavati. Non-changing cause. Vivarta Karanam. Tataha. Therefore, Rajju Sarpadi Tad Jnanancha. Rajju Sarpa, rope snake, Arthadhyasa, and Tad Jnanam, Jnanadhyasa, Jnanancha. Avidya Parinamaha. They are the modifications of ignorance. Avidya Parinamaha. What about Chaitanyam? Chaitanyasya Vivartaha. It is non-changing. The easiness of all projections. The easiness of all projections provided by the consciousness. That is Vivarta Karanam. That is the essence of this portion. So ignorance is Parinami Upadana Karanam. Chaitanyam, which provides Nama Rupa. Parinami Upadana Karanam provide Nama Rupa. So Nama Rupa, whatever you see, it is the child of Mula Vidya. Whatever Nama Rupa you see, your son Nama Rupa, daughter Nama Rupa, grandson Nama Rupa, granddaughter Nama Rupa, your house Nama Rupa, whatever, everything, it is the Nama Rupa, it is supplied by Parinami Upadana Karanam, that is Avidya, which is always changing. So body is changing, mind is changing. What is not changing? Tell me. Whatever you see is changing. So existence is Vivarta Karanam because it is not changing. It never undergo a change. Who is that existence? I am. I am doesn't change, never change. This is the essence. Now we'll go to the third message. Now he goes enter into the third message. How this rope ignorance is eliminated. What happens to this sarpadhyasa and what happens to this jnanadhyasa when they are eliminated? Exactly what happens? That is the idea presented here. Now I will read that topic 149. Rajju sarpatadjnanayoho kramena rajjupahita chaitanyam antahkaranopahita chaitanyam cha adhishthānam rajju tattvajnanam tayornivartakam. This is the heading. Rajju sarpa tadjnanayoho. Rajju sarpa outside arthadhyasa, tadjnanam rajju sarpa jnanam jnanadhyasa, both of them kramena. Rajju upahita chaitanyam antahkarana upahita chaitanyam. This upahita chaitanyam we have to understand properly. You know that I said many times in the class, but upahita chaitanyam is a technical term. When I used this technical term, you cannot immediately get that idea. That's why I explained this. What is this upahita chaitanyam? Upahita chaitanyam is nothing but original consciousness, that is chit, original consciousness, that which is available, in the antahkaranam or in the mind as Chidabhasa. Original consciousness, Chaitanyam, original conscious or OC, we call it as OC, original consciousness. So OC, which is available in my own mind, antahkaranam, is called reflected consciousness, Chidabhasa. Reflected consciousness or Chidabhasa it is called. Once the reflected consciousness is formed in the mind because of original consciousness, the original consciousness get the name Sakshi Chaitanyam. That OC, the Chit, the consciousness get the name Sakshi after lending consciousness to the mind. I lend consciousness to the mind means what? I give Chidabhasa to the mind. Once mind gets Chidabhasa, mind becomes sentient. After reflecting in the mind, the consciousness, after reflecting in the mind, I get the name Sakshi Chaitanyam, witness consciousness. So the witness consciousness status comes after lending the reflection in the mind, reflected consciousness in the mind. Okay, so reflecting in the mind or antahkaranam is called Upahita Chaitanyam. That Chidabhasa, Chit reflecting in the mind, antahkaranam as Chidabhasa is called Upahita Chaitanyam. That is the word here he uses. Rajju Upahita Chaitanyam. We saw Rajju Upahita Chaitanyam is CV1, consciousness version number 1. That is Adhishtanam of the projection number 1. Rajju Upahita Chaitanyam. Not only that, Antahkarana Upahita Chaitanyamcha. It is the Antahkarana Upahita Chaitanyam, Jnanadhyasa. Jnanadhyasa, CV2 and IV2 and P2. Okay, Jnanadhyasa, that is projection number 2. Projection number 2, Sarpajnanam, projection number 2. And that ignorance, that avidya is called IV number 2. That means ignorance version number 2. And Chaitanyam also 2 versions. That Antahkarana Upahita Chaitanyam. Antahkarana Upahita Chaitanyam cha Adhishtanam. Adhishtanam means Chaitanyam is the Adhishtanam of mind, Antahkaranam and Sarpa both. That is what he is going to explain. So Rajju Tattva Jnanam. Tattva Jnana means Adhikarana, Adhisthana Jnana. Rajju Adhisthana Jnana. Adhisthana means substratum, support. Rajju Tattva Jnanam. Once you get the Rajju Jnanam, rope knowledge, Tayoho Nivartakam. Tayoho means Sarpa and Sarpa Jnanam. Both are Nivartakam. Both will go away. Tayoho means P1, P2, projection 1, projection 2, both will go away. Okay, Tat Tayoho Nivartakam. More. Next line. Mithyabhuta sarpadyadhishtanam rajvadyupahita chaitanyameva natu rajvadyachetanam rajvaderapi sarpadivat kalpitatvat na hekam kalpitam vastu kalpitavastvantarasya adhishtanam bhavet ataha rajvadyupahita chaitanyameva sarpadyadhishtanam na rajvadyachetanam. Very, very important portion. So Upahita Chaitanyam means conditioned by that mind. Upadhi. So the Upahita Chaitanyam Mithyabhuta Sarpadyadhishtanam. Mithyabhuta Sarpadyadhishtanam means that Arthadhyasa, which is upon the rope. Arthadhyasa, Mithyabhuta, which is not real. Adhishtanam means it's a substratum. Rajvadyupahita Chaitanyameva. That Chaitanyam, the consciousness, lend the existence to the rope. Rajvadi Upahita Chaitanyam. So that easiness, I lend easiness to the rope. Now you see, I say rope is. So the consciousness lend existence to the rope. That is what he says, Rajvadi Upahita Chaitanyam. Upahita Chaitanya means what I said? The consciousness lend the Chidabhasa to the mind. That mind goes in the form of thought and lend existence to the rope. That is the meaning of Rajvad Upahita. Adipadat shell silver, marriage water. You can take CV2. Rajvad Upahita means CV2. Conscious version number 2. Antakaranavachinna Chaitanyam, that is the meaning. Rajvad Upahita Chaitanyam, only Chaitanyameva. Natu Rajvadi Achetanam. See what he want to say. This rope is not the adhishtanam of a rope snake. Rope is not the adhishtanam of rope snake. Because of rope only we are seeing that rope snake. So rope snake is appearing because of rope only. So rope only is the lender of rope snake existence. We say, no. You should not say like that. You should not say like that. What is the reason why you should not say like that here? See, rope ignorance has projected what happens that time. Really speaking, it is Rajju is Achetanam. Jada Rajju, inert rope, cannot produce rope snake. Inert rope cannot be the producer of the rope snake. That is why he says here, Natu Rajvadi Achetanam. Adipadat, that shell is not the projector of silver. Sand is not the projector of silver, marriage water. That's why don't say sand is the adhisthana of substratum of marriage water. Sand is the adhishtanam of marriage water, you should not say. Similarly, don't say shell is the adhishtanam of or substratum of that shell silver appearance. Similarly, rope is the adhishtanam of rope snake, you should not say. Okay, then what is the adhishtanam? Adhishtanam is Chaitanyam only. That is the idea he want to, that is enclosed Chaitanyam. For shell, enclosed silver appearance, shell enclosed Chaitanyam is the adhishtanam. And rope enclosed Chaitanyam is the adhishtanam for rope snake. And sand enclosed Chaitanyam is the adhishtanam for marriage water appearance. So adhishtanam is Chaitanyam only. Chaitanyam only or consciousness only adhishtanam. That status, that credit goes to only consciousness. Rope can never be the adhishtanam. In Anirvachaniya Khyati, the deeper version, this is more deeper version, any false object will have a real adhishthana. Any false object will have a real adhishthana. What we think real adhishthana means rope. Rope alone is appearing as a rope snake, and rope snake knowledge in the antakaranam. Therefore, rope is the adhishtanam. No, it is not correct. He want to say, what is the reason why rope cannot be the adhishtanam? It is achetanam. acetanatvat. Sarpadivat kalpitatvat. Very important, underline here. So this example, if you understand properly, you can go to Dashtanta and understand very well. Ekam kalpitam vastu. This is the reason. He gives the hetu. See, Rajvadi upahita chaitanyameva adhishtanam natu Rajvadi acetanam Rajju Rajvaderapi Sarpadivati kalpitatvat. This Rajju cannot, rope cannot become the adhishtanam of rope snake knowledge, because it is also acetanam, jadam. Why? It is also kalpitam. Sarpadivat kalpitatvat. Just as rope snake is kalpitam, superimposed, just as the rope snake is superimposed upon the rope. Suppose rope is here, rope snake is superimposed. What about this rope? This rope is not superimposed? He says rope is also superimposed. Rope is not real, because rope is vyavaharika satyam. Rope snake is pratibhasika satyam. Pratibhasika satyam is unreal, you are telling. I want to say, Nischal says, I want to say rope is also unreal because it is also kalpitam. Kalpitatvat. It is also unreal. Why? Nahi ekam kalpitam vastu. One kalpita vastu, mithya vastu, which is superimposed, cannot be kalpita vastvantarasya adhishtanam bhavet. It cannot be the adhishtanam of another superimposed object. Little I'll explain here. You see, this is kalpitam. I said in the last class, there is no rope, only coconut fiber is there. Coconut fiber alone you are calling as rope. Show me the rope substance other than coconut fiber. Coconut fiber alone is called rope. Where is rope? Rope vastu, substance is not there. It is kalpitam. That nama rupam vacharambhanam. Rajju is a vacharambhanam. Mere nama rupa, you are giving name. Therefore, it is kalpitam. This kalpita rajju, the rope, it is given nama rupa by avidya. Can this rope, which is already superimposed, can this superimposed rope, can superimpose rope snake? Impossible. From one superimposed object, another superimposed object cannot come. That is, another superimposed object what? Sarpa, outside. Outside sarpa upon the rope, sarpa, arthadhyasa, cannot born from the rajju, because rajju is also kalpitam. Why it is kalpitam? It is not there. It is not there. Pot is there. Pot is not there. Clay alone is there. Similarly, rope is not there. Coconut fiber alone is there. That is kalpitatvat. Ekam kalpitam. One rajju is kalpitam vastu. Kalpita vastvantaram. Another superimposed object. Adhishtanam kadham bhavet. How can it be the substratum of another kalpitam? It is not possible. Finite plus finite become infinite? No, finite square. Okay, finite square. Okay, ataha, therefore, rajvadi upahita chaitanyameva. I, the consciousness who lends the existence to that rope, that is upahita chaitanyam, the true chidabhasa. Upahita chaitanya means what I said, reflected consciousness. Upahita chaitanyameva sarpa adi adhishtanam. So sarpa adi, that adhishtanam through rajju, sarpa appears. So I, the chaitanyam alone is adhishtanam. Adhishtanam na rajvadi acetanam. Not the rope, which is acetanam, not the shell which is acetanam, and not the sand which is acetanam. That is the idea presented here. Now, another suggestion, one person may come and give a suggestion. What is that suggestion? So, we are giving adhishtanam status to the Chaitanyam. When we want to give adhishtanam status to Chaitanyam, substantial status to Chaitanyam, one person comes, why can't you give to Chaitanyam also and Rajju also? Rajju also helping to appear as snake and giving snake knowledge. Why can't you include Rajju also, rope also, along with Chaitanyam? Both, let it be there. Why can't you include? If anyone asks, suppose like that, it is not possible. That's what he is telling. I will read. Rajju Vishishta Chaitanyasya Adhishthanatvangikare Ubhayoho Rajjo Chaitanyasya cha Adhishtanam Adhishtanatvam bhavet Tatra Rajjo Adhishthanatvasya Badhitatvad Rajju Upahita Chaitanyameva Adhishtanam Natu Rajju Vishishta Chaitanyam. Vishishta and Avachinna both are synonyms. There is no difference in Vishishta and Avachinna. Both are synonyms. So, very, very important point he presents here. Rajju Vishishta Chaitanyasya Adhishtanatva Angikari. Suppose, if you want to accept Rajju Vishishta Chaitanyam, Rajju, that means that rope also is the Adhishtanam of what? Sarpajnana. Ubhayoho. Rajjoho, Rajju Chaitanyasya cha Adhishtanatvam bhavet. If I accept this Visishta Chaitanyam, that Chaitanyam, Visishta Chaitanyam, enclosed Chaitanyam, Rajju Avachinna Chaitanyam, and the Chit, I the consciousness, both of us are the cause for Sarpajnanam, and Sarpa outside and Sarpajnanam in Antakaranam, both of us are Adhishtanam, up to two Adhishtanams will come. Rajju Avashishta Chaitanyam one Adhishtanam, and I the original consciousness is one Adhishtanam. Sakshi Chaitanyam one Adhishtanam, and Visishta Chaitanyam another Adhishtanam. Two Adhishtanams, substratums will be there. Tatra you cannot take two Adhishtanams. Rajju and Chaitanyam both you cannot take as Adhishtanam, because Tatra Rajjoho Adhishtanasya Badhitatvad. The substantiality or substratum status. Substratum status of the rope is negated. How I negated? Substratum status of rope. Rope is not there to generate sarpa, because you have rope ignorance also. Rope ignorance generate sarpa, snake, rope snake. First of all, tell me, where is the rope? Correct the first mistake. There is a rope. I saw rope snake upon that. Until now, what we are seeing, Rajju there, rope is there, rope snake I am seeing, rope snake Jnana, we are go on talking until now. He want to say there is no Rajju at all. Why? Badhitatvat. It is negatable. Negatable by saying coconut fiber. Now you say, suppose rope is there, Swamini. Rope is there in your hand. If you say, you take the rope, I take the fiber. Okay, the fiber, one fiber I will take out. You take the rope. You cannot take. assemblage of all fibers, coconut fibers is rope. There is no rope vastu, is not there. Badhitatva, because of knowledge it is negated, negatable. Tatra rajoho adhishtanasya badhitatvat. You cannot say it is adhishtanam, substratum of rope snake, because it is also negated after getting knowledge. Why? Jagrat vastu projection is also because of Mula Vidya, we said. Sarpa, rope snake is pratibhasika arthadhyasa. Okay? What about rope? This is Jagrat. Vyavaharika Satyam, rope is also Mula Vidya arthadhyasa. Mula Vidya arthadhyasa. Every Nama Rupa is arthadhyasa. Jagrat Prapancha Nama Rupa arthadhyasa and mind both are mithya. That is called badhitatvad. Rajju upahita chaitanyameva adhishtanam. Therefore, that chaitanyam which is upahita chaitanyam alone is adhishtanam. That chaitanyam, Rajju upahita chaitanyam, means what? How to understand Rajju upahita chaitanyam? I, the consciousness, lend existence to the rope. That is called Rajju upahita chaitanyam. How rope is. I lend easiness to the rope. Tell me, easiness is Satyam, rope is Satyam. Easiness, you are experiencing existent rope or non-existent rope? Existent rope you are experiencing. Existent rope means what? Ease, rope is. If it is not there, you cannot experience. So therefore, that easiness, who gave to that easiness, to that rope? I the conscious being alone, lend existence. Now you are looking at the rope in my hand. You are seeing, rope is there in Swamini's hand. That easiness, who is giving? You are giving. Rope cannot say, I am there in Swamini's hand. Rope cannot say, because it is Jadam. First of all, rope is not there. Fiber is there. Assemblage of all fiber in my hand, called as rope, nama, rope, rupa. Then it appears as sarpa, another bhranti. Rajju is one bhranti, Jagrat Vyavaharika bhranti. Rajju sarpa is pratibhasika bhranti. Rajju sarpa bhranti is Tula Vidya. Rajju bhranti is Mula Vidya. That is pratibhasikam, this is Vyavaharikam. Tala suttaradu. Mind is reeling, no? It's very, 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 very important. This example you have to extend it to the Ashtanta. And their example itself is so difficult, Swamini. What about the Ashtanta? Try to understand example well. Badhitatva. Badhita means negated. Now I negated in front of you. How I negated? Rope is not there. And what is there? Fiber, coconut fiber is there. That's all. So tatra rajjo upahita adhishtanasya badhitatvat. Rajju badhitatvat rajju adhishtanam kadham bhavet. Rajju itself I have negated. How can it become the substratum of Rajju Sarpa? How can it become the supporter of rope snake? Now who is the supporter of rope snake and rope? I, the Chaitanyam, am the supporter by lending existence to the rope and rope snake. Okay? I, the Chaitanyam, am Satyam, who is lending the existence to the rope, Jagrat rope, that Vyavaharika rope and Pratibhasika rope snake. I, the Chaitanyam, am lending existence to the rope is. And because of rope ignorance, I project rope snake is. Rope snake is. Now you switch on the light. Rope snake has gone. Rope snake knowledge also gone. It goes away. What about rope? Rope goes away or not? It also goes away. Why? Vacharambhanam. Rope is not there. Rope vastu is not there really. It is only apparent, seeming. This is Jagrat Vyavaharika Moola Vidya projection. P1, P2, and that is Tula Vidya projection. That is means what? Arthadhyasa, Jnanadhyasa, Pratibhasika. Pratibhasika, Arthadhyasa, Pratibhasika, Jnanadhyasa. Badhitatvat Rajju Upahita Chaitanyam Eva Adhishtanam Natu Rajju Vishishta Chaitanyam. Rajju Vishishta Chaitanyam means that Chaitanyam which is enclosed in the rope, Upadhi. Rajju Vishishta means rope enclosed Chaitanyam is not the cause, not the Adhishtanam for Rajju Sarpa, but Upahita Chaitanyam. Upahita Chaitanya means that reflected consciousness. I lend that Upahita Chaitanyam in the Antakaranam, Chidabhasa. That Chidabhasa goes, pervades the rope, and I see rope as, later I understand rope is not there. Rope is not there. So Visishta Chaitanyam, Avachana Chaitanyam, both are synonyms. Both are one and the same. Similarly, here it is only Upahita Chaitanyam, excluding the rope. Excluding the rope alone is the Adhishtanam. The credit goes to, cannot go to the rope, it goes to the Chaitanyam only. Who is that Chaitanyam? I alone, Sakshi Chaitanyam. I, the Upahita Chaitanyam, after lending reflected consciousness, that means Visishta Chaitanyam, Samanya Chaitanyam, Visishta Chaitanyam. Original consciousness, reflected consciousness. Which one is real? Tell me. Which one is real? Original consciousness alone is real. You are seeing the mirror. In that mirror, you are seeing your face. And Grivastha Mukham is there. Darpanastha Mukham is there. Which one is real? Swāmini, idu oru kelviya? Idu oru questiona? Amma, question da. Tell me. Reflected face in the mirror is real. That is Vishishta Chaitanyavate. And original face is real. This is Upahita Chaitanyam. Okay? So, Upahita Chaitanyam is Satyam, not Visishta Chaitanyam. Correct? Darpanastha Mukham is not real. That face which is appearing in the mirror is not real. That you understand very easily. But when it comes to the Dashtanta, Antakarana Upahita Chaitanyam is Satyam. Visishta Chaitanyam is only like a reflection, Chidabhasa. That is what Rajju Vishishta Chaitanyam na Adhishtanam Bhavati. So it is very, very heavy subject. So we give one example. Screen Upahita Chaitanyam, Adhishtanam of the movie. Screen Upahita Chaitanyam is the Adhishtanam of the movie. Screen Upahita Chaitanyam is Adhishtanam of the screen also. Screen is. After giving existence to the screen, later you are telling movie is. Movie is. Therefore, like moonlight to sunlight. Okay, you try to contemplate on the examples. In the next class, we'll see the later portion. Very, very important portion. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ